All right, part 194, response plan onshore oil pipelines. 194.1, purpose of applicability, definition of operation restriction, and term operation authorization. Subpart B, 101, operators required to submit plans. 103, significant substantial harm operator statement. 105, worst case discharge. 107, general response plan requirements. 109, submission of the state response plan. 111 is the response plan and retention. 111.13, 111.30, information summary. 111.5, response resources. 11.7, the training. 11.19, submission approval of the procedure response plan review update procedures. Alright, subpart A, 194.1, purpose of this part contained with the requirements of the oil spill response plan, produce the environmental impact, oil discharge, oil onshore oil pipelines. 194.3, applicability part to apply with the operator of the onshore oil pipeline with the cover of the location could responsibly expect with the cover of the substantial harm, but the significant substantial harm to environmental discharge oil into any navigable waters on the United States adjoining shoreline. 194 definitions. Adverse weather means the weather condition operative with the condition identified with the response system. The equipment employed with the according with the response plan factors including ice condition, temperature, rain, weather-related visibility, significant wave height is specified in Title 33 CFR Part 154, Appendix C. Part Table 1 occurs within the area within those systems equipped with the intended production barrel means the Title 42 United States gallon 42 means 42 United States gallons at 60 degrees Fahrenheit. Breakout means the tank used to relieve surges and the oil pipeline service system received and stored oil temperature transported pipeline reinjection with the continued transportation by pipeline contract with other approved means or other approved means is written with the contract other legally bind agreement between the operative with the response contractor with other spill response organization identified with the ensuring the availability of specified personal equipment stipulated with the response times and specified geographical areas. Certifications specific equipment is owned and operative of the pipeline, operative of the operative personal equipment available within the stipulated response times of the specified geographical area, or active membership of the local regional oil spill removal organization identified the specified personnel with equipment to be available within stipulated response times of the specified geographical area. Environmental sensitive, it means that any environmental importance of which is adjacent to navigable waters. High volume areas mean the area of the oil pipeline with having the nominal outside of the diameter of the 20 inches or more the cross of the major river, the other navigable waters, which may be covered the velocity of the river flow vessel traffic of the river would require more rapid response in case of the worst case discharge. Substantial threat of such discharge. Appendix B of the department that contains the list some of the high volume area of the United States. Line section means the continuous run of the pipe contained with the adjacent pressure pump station between the pressure pump station, the terminal breakout tank with between the pressure pump station block valve between the adjacent block valve of the major river, the mirror of the cones of the velocity of the vessel track would require the more rapid response. The Cape of the worst case discharge for a list of the rivers, the rolling river, there's an encyclopedia of American rivers. Richard A. Bartlett, editor of the McGraw-Hill book, in the company 1984. Maximum extent of the practical to meet with the limits available to technology, practical technical limits, pipeline operator playing with the resources required to provide online water recoveries, capability and shoreline protection with the cleanup of the capability conducting response activity to the worst case discharge from the pipeline. Adverse weather, navigable waters mean water of the United States, including territorial seas such as water like the river, the stream of the waters which are used the recreation waters from which the fish and shellfish are taken and sold interstate for the foreign commerce. Oil means any of the oil in kind of any of the form, including but not limited to petroleum fuel, oil, vegetable oil, sludge, and oil refuse oil make for the waste for the other than soil. Ready to spoil. Oil spill removal of the organization, maybe the end, even to provide the response resource on scene coordinator means the federal official designated the administrator of the environmental protection agency, the command of the U.S. Coast Guard, the coordinator with the direct federal response under the subpart D of the National Contingency Plan, Title 40, Part 300. Online oil pipeline facility means the new existing pipe right away the any of the equipment facility of the building used to transport oil location in and on under any of the land within the United States other than submerged land. Operative means the person who owned the operative of the onshore pipelines oil pipelines facility. Pipeline means all the parts of the onshore pipeline facility through the oil movement included but not limited the line pipe valve, the other brutencies connected to the line piping, pumping units, fabricated associated assembly associated with the pumping unit, the major delivery station, fabricated assembly therein, breakout tanks. Qualified individual means of the English speaking, the representative of the operative located in the United States available 24-hour basis, fully authority to activate the contract required with the spill, remove the organization or activity, personnel of equipment, maintained with the operator, and liaison of the OSC, obligated with any of the funds to carry out with all the required directed oil response activity. Response activities are waiting for the containment of the removal removal of the oil from the water shoreline with temporary storage, disposal, recovered oil, with taking other actions as necessary to minimize the mitigation demand damage of the environmental response plan. Move the operative of the core plan with the response zone at the response to the maximum extent practicable with the worst case of discharge oil and substantial threat with such a discharge response with the means of the personal equipment is supplied with the other resources necessary to conduct the response activities. Response only the geographical area that either along with the long length of the pipeline, including multiple pipelines of the main containing one or more adjacent lines section with the other operators must plan the development of provide the simple response capability side of the zone determined by the operator after considering available capability restored with the geographical characteristics. Minimum yield strength means the minimum yield strength expressed in pounds per square inch prescribed with the specification of the main material purchased from the manufacturer's stress level, the means of the level of tangent until hoop stress usually expressed in percent of the specified yield strength. Worst case discharge means the large foreseeable discharge oil, including discharge with the fire explosion. In adverse weather condition, the volume determined by each of the pipeline operator, each of the response zone is calculated in accordance with Statute 194-105. Alright, 194.7. The operating restricted in term with the operating authorization. Operating with the pipeline with the response plan with the requirement 194.101 may not handle the shore with the transport oil of the pipeline unless the operator is submitted the response plan meet with the requirements of the Subpart. Operator must operate with the onshore pipeline facility in accordance with the applicable response plan. Operator the pipeline in the section of the statute 194-103 receive the may continue to operate the pipeline 2 years after the day of the submission of the response plan, pending approval, disapproval of that plan only that the operator may submit the certification required in statute 199-119E. Subpart B, response plans.